Hello, Andy Shrimpton here from GAAtech.com and welcome back to my channel. I thought I'd just give you a quick video this morning as for two reasons really. I've just got a new memory card for my GoPro because I've been experiencing the GoPro getting very hot, so I've just logged on to their site recently and bought a new Sandisk card, the Supreme I think it is, to see whether it will stop my GoPro from getting hot. And when I say hot, I mean hot. It's never, well, I say it's never locked out. It does stop recording. You'll notice some of my videos for the Phantom seem to stop abruptly, and that was because the camera stopped recording while I was making the videos, and I didn't realise until I was trying to upload it to YouTube, etc. So that's one reason. The second reason is I've just this morning cut two new products, and basically here they are. They don't look much, but I'm going to go the other side of the table, reset the camera and explain to you what these products are, because I've been trying to build myself a DJI 450 and I've come into some mounting problems for the flight control board, so I've had to develop a couple of products, and I thought I'd share that with you. So I'll see you the other side of the table. Cheers for now. Okay, Andy here, back at the right side of the table. So let me continue regarding the products that I have just developed for my DJI 450 installation. Really, nothing special. This is a clone of a DJI that I've bought, and there are a few issues with it. I'm using proper DJI arms. I'm keeping the copy arms to do some other testing on the products that I'm developing to make sure they're fit. But it looks the same as a DJI, but there are some issues. The way this circuit board's been designed is pretty poor really. The proper DJI 450 doesn't have all these cuts in the bottom circuit board, and that's how you can tell it's a copy. On the proper DJI they have three horizontal cuts which allow for more copper clad circuit board to be used per electronic speed controller. The way this board is developed or designed, I should say, is I'm going to use the tip of this to show you the outline. I'm showing you the outline of the copper board now. It goes up the angle, up the sides, around the top and down. But having these long slits in the design means that, I don't know if that's going to focus now, that only this small portion of the circuit board is actually taking the voltage and current around the different segments of the circuit board. And it's the same on the back side, exactly the same. The circuit board outline, if I just tilt this away slightly so I can see it, is this shape. So it's around there, but it's not so bad actually on the back side, because some of the sections of this segment here, obviously voltage and current can get through there, and it can just sneak past there because there is circuit board. Same for here, here, and I'm not sure about the top one. That looks like it doesn't go at the top, so there's only this small amount of copper material to take the current. But on this side, which I'm not sure whether this is a positive or minus side, the copper board is slightly smaller, so wherever these slots are actually cuts through the circuit board. So there's only this bit. I think it was 8mm when I measured it, 7mm. So there's not a lot of circuit board, and I'm not sure what ounce copper clad they've got on there. Maybe 2 ounce. I doubt if it's 3 ounce, but I'm not sure why they put so many slots in it. It's a bad design, so I know it's a bad design. So I thought I'd assemble it and fly it and see how hot the circuit board gets, and I'll report back when I've done it. So You can see I'm extending the wires on the speed controllers, etc. So these are all loose. There's plenty of slack wire in here because I'm going to put motor extenders on there that I've designed so I can test those, etc, etc. Anyway, I digress a little bit. What I'm doing today is flight controller. I've decided to test the KK2 board, the one with the LCD screen, and I've had some problems mounting it really. If you was using a board that was programmed with a USB cable, you could put the controller on the underside of the craft because you wouldn't need to get to it. But with this control board, obviously you need to see the screen so you can change parameters on the fly when in the field. So I thought, well, I'm going to mount the board on the top plate. Now obviously the top plate is just a plate, there's no circuit board in here, and this is actually, you know, nice quality really, and I can't fault the clone of it. But there's not much space. I'm probably going to be mounting my batteries either on the side here and here, or I'm going to mount them underneath because I'm going to extend the legs, etc. But I'm going to cross that bridge when I come to it. But what I'm going to need to do is to mount the KK2 board on the top plate. So when that's all assembled there, the KK2 board is going to go on the top. Let me just hold that up without dropping it there. So I can get to it and I can adjust the PID settings, etc, etc. So the problem that I had was, how do I install the controller on the board? And I wanted to have some anti-vibration dampening on the board because all boards suffer from vibration, and I didn't just want to use some form of sticky foam. So I've used my facility downstairs and I've come up with this. Let me just put it against the board so you can see it. So there we have it. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Hay fever's cutting in at the moment. So here we have a board that will allow me to easily mount it on the top plate without any drilling or modifications. It's going to give me some vibration dampening, and it's going to allow me to mount the KK2 board and also the Naze32 board on this one component. There's a very good review. If you guys haven't seen this site, which is RC Model Reviews, obviously on YouTube with Bruce, I urge you to check it out. So that's RC Model Reviews. His video at the moment, his current one, where are we? We are May the 20 something, 2014. He's just started a review on the Naze32 board. So I've developed this board to take the larger KK2 board, and then should you want to upgrade to a Naze32, this board will allow you to fit the Naze32. The Naze32 is quite a lot smaller than the KK2 board. So I'm just going to show you now how this mounting plate is assembled and fixed to the top of a DJI 450. So I'm using these silicon dampers, and all you're going to do is push the dampers through the holes. One, and these are a 9mm hole. 2, 3, 4, and just pull the dampers out so they sit nicely. And then all you're going to do is obviously you're going to mount the KK2 board. Now at the moment I'm using hexagonal nylon fittings, but I'm waiting for some samples of some clip-on PCB secure mountings, because to have a hexagonal stand off a screw and a nut is actually quite expensive to do that. So I'm waiting for some samples to come to see whether, if we clip in the PCB, whether it's going to be firm enough. So so this would just push through 4 of the holes, and obviously you put screws on the back, but I'm not going to bother at the moment. This is just for demonstration. So let me just take that off again. So the way the vibration board fits on the top plate is now you just feed the rubber dampers into the larger holes. Now the problem is, well, that there is no problem. The rubber flanges just push through, then you do the other side, push them through, and then just make sure you pull the rubbers to one side, and there you have it. So it's quite firm. Obviously it's only going to be taking something light, so it was just a way that this board can easily fit to something without any modification. So now you have a choice of when the plate goes on the craft. Some people like to fly in the cross formation, so you've got one leading propeller at the front. Other people like to fly in the X format, so this would be the forward direction, so 2 propellers leading forward. So this board allows you to do either. So on the board there is an arrow that tells you which is the front of the board, so the screen is going at the bottom. So if you was flying X, you would just drop the board in like so, and if you was flying Y, then you would turn that around 45 degrees, and then you're flying Y. So let's just hold it to the camera. So that would be flying in 1 motor leading. Then if you wanted to fly 2 motors leading, you would take it out, turn it around 45 degrees. Obviously you would secure the board to the vibration plate with whatever fixings come with the kit, and there you have it. So you can quickly churn orientation and test which one you like to fly with. Some people like the visual representation of 2 motors leading, some people like 1 motor leading, and it also may depend whether you're putting FPV equipment onto your model as well. I'm just creating this model so I can test different flight controllers very easily, so I probably won't put any FPV equipment on here. So that's for the KK2 board. Now I'm waiting delivery for the Naze32, but basically these inner holes, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, allow the Naze32 to be installed in exactly the same way. I think the Naze32 is a 30.5mm hole spacing, and again you'll be able to orientate the board by the 45 degrees, so you can mount it in the orientation you want. So this board will do both. So the reason I designed it was that if you've got the KK2 board already, then it will take that, and because the KK2 board is bigger than the Naze32, I've given you the facility that if you want to upgrade to the Naze32, because looking at Bruce's video on RC mod reviews, it's a much more powerful board, and you can easily put a GPS in it, and I thought that if people want to do the upgrade path, then let me make the board that allows them to upgrade without changing the board. However, the board is bigger, so if you are only using the Naze32, then I've made the Naze32 only board. So let me just disassemble this for you to see the difference in size. And obviously space is always a premium on any model that you're building. You've never got enough space. So just the difference in size, then you can see that this one on the right is just for the Naze32, and the other one is for the KK2 and the Naze32. So when I get a Naze32 board, because everyone's out of stock everywhere, I'll do a continuing video for it, but it will fit on exactly the same way. So the rubbers will push in. Let me just, well, I think if I touch my GoPro camera, well, it's actually still quite cold at the moment, so maybe it was a memory card. Sorry, I've got a new memory card for the GoPro. I was experiencing the GoPro was getting extremely hot. Although I had a quality Sandisk memory card, it wasn't the current recommended card as on the GoPro site. So I thought I'd order one, and I think it's 32 gig Sandisk Extreme, I think it was. I can obviously put that in the comments to confirm that. And I was experiencing my GoPro getting extremely hot, and I mean very hot to touch. Even when I took out the memory card after recording, the memory card was quite hot. And I found that if you watch some of my Phantom videos, the videos cut out after about 15 minutes, which is why the videos get cut short at the end, I'm afraid. So here we are. The rubbers are mounted, and it will mount on exactly the same way. So you push two through. Just pop them through, then push them to the sides. So I wanted to actually use smaller rubber dampers for this design, but it started making the board very big, because I'd have to use the outer holes, and then you get no real estate left to mount anything else on the board. So there you have just the board, which is the Naze32. So you can see it's quite a lot smaller than the if I hold the KK2 board up, you can see, you know, the Naze32 is a tiny board, and a lot more powerful. So I look forward to getting mine sometime. So there's a quick just introduction to a product that I'm working on at the moment. It will be shortly on the website when the shop gets up and running, and I will probably steer away from using threaded hexagonal spaces, nuts and bolts, because I believe I can get the cost down by using a clip-in PCB retaining nylon fixing rather than 3 components. So that's it. While I'm just finishing up, I have just received some post this morning. Where are they? And I thought I'd just show you what I've got for another product that I'm working on. These are some nylon fixings, red, black, and where are they? And natural white. I've been working on some extended legs, as people may have seen or heard about, for the DJI 450, 550, 350, etc., and any other machine that uses the DJI arms. Now obviously when you're putting cameras underneath the machine, it just wants to be lifted off the ground slightly. So now I've got my nuts and bolts all color coded to the legs. I will get some cut and I will do a follow-up video. So that's it for now. So that was just a brief, I say it's nearly 18 minutes, so I apologise for waffling on. Introduction into an easy way to mount a KK2 board onto a DJI 450. I'm also going to do something very similar to mount onto the 350 and the 550. So keep an eye out on the site, and if you like what I'm doing, any comments, any recommendations, they're all welcome. please give me a thumbs up if you like what I'm trying to do and the knowledge that I'm passing on. And I will say again, if you haven't seen RC model reviews, I highly recommend that you have a look at that and give Bruce a thumbs up. That's it now. Andy signing out for now, so that's a good afternoon.